Today on Life's Potluck Buffet, we're going to do a bit of drawing, and I'll let you know why in just a few seconds. 3.5 to be exact. So, worksheet 27 is Draw Your Place of Flourishing. As you'll recall, card 27 was that card with the Easter egg that had the Greek letter epsilon. And the reason for that Easter egg, which appears on worksheet 27, if you look at the magenta noodles below the title, you'll see there's a little epsilon E looking thing at the end of the top of the kind of wave of noodles there. Card 27 was about that temple in ancient Greece that had all the famous sayings on it, like know yourself. Usually they say know thyself, but it's 2023. So let's say know yourself. And also one that's usually translated nothing in excess, which, sounds a little stilted to me. So I think I prefer saying something like nothing too much. Nothing in extreme. Nothing to the extreme. I think I'm starting to rap again. Okay. Worksheet 27 asks us to draw whatever represents a place of flourishing for us, and then discuss why. So let's get started. As you'll recall from other episodes, I am often drawing places of flourishing, and usually they take the form of buildings. Now, that story on card 27 had to do with some sanctuaries in ancient Greece, right? So that had to do with some buildings. And that's not a coincidence, because I think sometimes that it helps me to think about things by constructing a picture of a building, as it will today. But if your place of flourishing is somewhere else, you'll remember one episode I drew a port where there were various things going on, and there were even electric gondolas and canals and all of that, and ships being unloaded, and palm trees and treasure chests, and all sorts of things. That's another way that I represent that. You'll recall I also drew a Liberty style villa from, I think, Switzerland or Italy. I think it was a Swiss villa, I decided in that episode, but could have been in Italy as well. Nonetheless, that's where I was going to have that center, and it was going to be awesome. So I tend to think in kind of developed places like that. You may think of natural places. You may think of places in watery places. You may think of a lot of things, distant planets, but sky's the limit here. Oh, not sky. I mean, the universe is the limit. It goes way beyond the sky. So, okay, I'm going to start drawing my picture now and stop talking about the universe. Okay. So the place that popped into my mind was a place that is an arena that I know of. It's like a sports arena. And I don't know. It popped into mind. It's kind of diamond shaped, I think. I'm not gonna say what it is, because otherwise it's gonna be too embarrassing when it's like, John, that doesn't look anything like what you're thinking of. Because really it doesn't matter. It's what I'm thinking of. Okay. But so I'm gonna draw it. Okay, so it's diamond shaped. And this may give it away for those of you who are familiar with this arena. But there's like a green roof over here in the front part of it. I'm coloring a roof in green. Okay, so that's what I was thinking of. I'm gonna have to do a few more details of this scene because it's not done. And this is a place of flourishing that I'm drawing. I'm still coloring in the roof green. I'm still working on it. Really want to make it look somewhat fully green. So I'm doing a pretty good job here. I'm pretty impressed. I think there's a thicker pen stroke that I could use to make this easier on myself, but I'm not going to, because why make things easy? Okay. I think that's good. I think that's green enough. All right. I'd like to also draw some windows and stuff. I don't know. I think they're windows. There may not be, honestly. Truth be told, you know, memories are faulty often. At least mine is when I think about these things. It'll be kind of slightly right, but there'll be something off. That's usually telling, honestly. Uh, but part of my narrative here is that they're windows, because that's what I'm drawing. I'm gonna draw a fuller roof on the back of it. Okay. All right. Well, that's a structure. I'm not sure how this one stands up, but the one that I'm thinking of in real life stands up just fine. So I'll imagine this one does too. Okay. So there's the structure. This is a place of flourishing. I think what I'm going to do here also is draw in two. And this may really give it away for people who know what I'm thinking of. And if you can guess, put it in the comments because there aren't too many places that are like this. I don't think. If there are, then wow, that's great. But I'll see the other one too. So I'm gonna put two big streets kind of coming down on both sides of our structure. I'm gonna draw lines in there, and then I'm gonna draw. I love to draw trees. I don't know if that's because of Bob Ross or what. I'm gonna draw a tree right here, and I'm gonna try not to say things Bob Ross would say because that's Bob Ross, not me. So, okay, here I go. Drawing the trunk of a tree. Now I'm going to draw. Oh, you want to put one of those little hollows in there, you know, in the tree. One of those kind of little cutouts in a burr, something like that. Okay. And now I need to put some leaves on this tree, that's for sure. How am I going to do this? Well, I'm gonna make it kind of a full. It's starting to look like a balloon doggy. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that a little better. This is a kind of interesting tree. I've never drawn a tree like this before. I'm trying to make it look like a deciduous tree. One whose leaves fall in the fall, since it's the fall. But in this case, the leaves are green. So there you have it. Okay. Well, you know what? For what it's worth, this is kind of a cool tree. I kind of wanted to, well, dare I risk moving one of the lines here so that no, I'm not going to do that. I was going to move one of the lines of the building so that the tree is not as see-through, but you know what? That's part of the aesthetic of this is this see-through tree. I wonder if I would love another tree here of the same type. So I'm going to see if I can copy the tree. Can we? I'm going to find out. All right, I just copied it. Okay, now I'm paste. Oh no, that did not work. I'm undoing. Go back. Yeah, that's not going to work in this program. This preview program does not allow for decent copying. So what happens is you can't copy it as like one thing. There may be a way to group it, but I do not know. All right, well there we go. That's going to be the tree. Well, okay, I'm going to try to draw another one. Here we go again. This one will be faster, I think, because, honestly, I got that one right. And, okay. I'm going to have to move that around. This is quite a tree. It's really weird on one side. Okay, let me redo that one side. Okay. All right. Great. This one is not going to have a hollow, but it's going to have a root coming out right there onto the sidewalk area. All right. And you know what? I am going to say that this one's leaves are changing color. So I am going to draw the leaves in red. Oh, I wasn't expecting to have a little kind of early fall scene here. Okay, or maybe it's one of those Japanese maples that has red leaves to begin with. Who knows? Oh, I'm about to start talking about Bob Ross. I gotta stop now. I felt it coming on. I know all of this. I've seen. So I don't know. I may have seen every episode of Joy of Painting, so I can probably really imitate Bob Ross's style. But I'm not going to. All right. So there we are. The trees are kind of blocking my green space in the building, but that's okay. No big deal. All right. This gives us a sense of my scene. And for me, the reason this is a place of flourishing is not so much the green roof or the trees, which are lovely. Those bring a lot of energy into this, and not because of the, large, lovely architecture of the building or the streets running by it. But I think altogether, the way I'm drawing it, it's a confluence of energy. And I think this is why I like the location where the real life arena that I was trying to draw here is because it's where various kind of energies seem to come together, like with the traffic flow coming down the streets and the green and the corner, the triangle that is formed. Like, it's almost like the energy gets concentrated to a point in my mind, and the way the building sits in there is very kind of organic to me, and it works in a way that really creates an energy that I think is very positive for me and says that good things are happening and flourishing is going on. So give worksheet 27 a try yourself. Draw your place of flourishing and let me know where it is. If you enjoyed this worksheet, please subscribe. I love it when people subscribe. Please give it a like. That would be awesome. And always feel free to head to lifespotluck.com to download the worksheets, buy a pack of Life's Potluck Buffet cards, or to look at the Recipes for Success guidebook and get a sense of the world of Life's Potluck Buffet. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you tomorrow.